Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Stephen Curry is suffering from injuries, and the player is the Warriors' most important piece because Curry is still playing at a high level. The Warriors squad has been inconsistent this season, which has led fans to ask for new players to be signed, especially a great center and a defensive player. Rumors: Warriors sending Tracy Jackson-Davis to Portland Trail Blazers in exchange for young NBA standout. Amid a disappointing 5-game losing streak, it's become obvious that the Golden State Warriors could very much do with an upgrade at the center position. Tracy Jackson-Davis has been underwhelming so far in his second year, and while Kevin Looney has had a nice bounce-back season, the 3X champion is still a very limited NBA player. There's simply not enough offense between the Warriors' pair of current center options, particularly given Jackson-Davis' poor finishing at the rim to start the season. The Warriors could target Trailblazers center Dupreath. Golden State should be after a new starting center, someone who can provide a little more versatility from an offensive standpoint, including stretching the floor and bringing a new dynamic they've scarcely had over recent years. But as the Warriors themselves have said, trades are difficult to execute. That's never been more the case than in the current era of first and second tax aprons, not to mention the NBA's play-in tournament generally leaves less tanking teams/sellers at the trade deadline. Golden State looked to address this issue by targeting Lauri Markkanen during the offseason, but the Finnish forward was ultimately out of reach. They could now look at 2X All-Star Nikola Vucevic at the Chicago Bulls, or perhaps Kelly Olynyk at the Toronto Raptors. Yet if they want a far more simplistic and cheaper option that could bring a similar skill set, then they should look no further than Portland Trail Blazers center Dupreath. Far from a big name among NBA fans, Reath is in his second season but is stuck behind DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams III and Donovan Clingan in Portland. That doesn't mean he couldn't be a reliable backup for the Warriors or another team yearning for a big man capable of shooting the ball from distance. According to Jake Fisher of the Stein Line on Thursday, the Trail Blazers have been fielding offers on the Australian center. It's why I've been told that Portland has received early trade calls on reserve center Dupreath, Fisher wrote. He's really interesting, one Western Conference executive said. Reath isn't your typical second-year player, with the 28-year-old already having extensive experience overseas. He had an impressive rookie season with the Trailblazers, putting up 9.1 points and 3.7 rebounds per game on 35.9% from three-point range. Part of the interest in Reath stems from the fact he's only making $2 million this season, while also being scheduled to make just $2.2 million in 2025-26. That makes him a realistic target for Golden State. What's stopping them from offering Gue Santos and a pair of second-round picks? Santos may still have some upside as a 22-year-old 6 feet 8 inches forward, but the Brazilian is currently stuck in the G League and could probably be sacrificed if it means getting a useful rotation player who brings something totally different to what the franchise currently has. Whether it's Reath or another more proven option, the Warriors need a different look at the center spot as they try to navigate a path to a playoff spot in the tricky Western Conference. Enigmatic forward's incredible career high leads Warriors out of 5-game slump. JK was dominant in a much-needed Golden State win. The up-and-down career of Jonathan Kuminga hit its highest individual point on Thursday night, with the fourth-year forward dropping 33 points to lead the Golden State Warriors out of a 5-game losing streak. Kuminga broke through his previous career high of 31 points, proving the go-to scorer for the Warriors down the stretch with 14 fourth-quarter points in a 99-93 victory over the second-seed Houston Rockets. Jonathan Kuminga was incredible in a 6-point Warriors victory. The 22-year-old had a pair of threes and 8 early points, but it was his downhill ability that finally provided late-game offense for a Golden State team that had so often struggled in similar situations over the previous 5 games. Anxiety was prominent as the Warriors clung to their lead for the entire second half, yet it was Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins who lifted in the absence of star duo Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Kuminga went 13 of 22 from the floor and 3 of 6 from three-point range for his 33 points in nearly 33 minutes, with the former 7th overall pick also adding 6 rebounds and 2 assists in the 6-point win. Wiggins added 23 points on 8 of 15 shooting, including a pair of 4-point plays in an otherwise arduous first half for both teams offensively. The pair of Warrior wings combined for 56 points, making up nearly 60% of Golden State's total scoring. Kuminga's fourth-quarter takeover will certainly be the biggest talking point, but it was the Golden State defense that delivered with Curry and Green in street clothes on the sidelines. They kept the Rockets to 43 first-half points, ultimately keeping the visitors to 37.6% shooting from the floor and 26.3% from beyond the arc. Houston center Alperen Sengun had a big fourth quarter himself but finished with just 16 points, while Jalen Green had only 14 points on 4 of 16 shooting from the floor. The Warriors were also desperate to close out their possessions, with Brandon Podziemski going for a career-high 12 rebounds in nearly 37 minutes of playing time. The second-year guard, Kevin Looney, 11, and Wiggins, 9, combined for 32 rebounds, with Golden State winning that overall battle by 9 while also committing just 10 turnovers on the night. The Warriors desperately struggled for offense outside of Kuminga and Wiggins as no other played scored more than 8 points. Buddy Hield and Moses Moody particularly struggled shooting the ball, having combined to shoot 2 of 15 from the floor and 2 of 11 from three-point range. It was Kuminga's night though, having punctuated his performance with a powerful drive that extended the lead beyond a one-possession game in the final 20 seconds. Kuminga and the Warriors will look to continue the momentum in 24 hours when they host the visiting Minnesota Timberwolves, with Curry and Green each a chance to return. Recent Golden State Warriors guard traded to Pelicans G League team. The Birmingham squadron has acquired the rights to Lester Quinones. On Friday, the New Orleans Pelicans G League affiliate Birmingham Squadron made a deal to acquire Lester Quinones from the Santa Cruz Warriors. In exchange for Quinones, the squadron is sending the Warriors their 2025 second-round pick and 2026 first-round pick. Quinones has averaged 21.8 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game in 31.8 minutes over 2 seasons in the NBA G League. The University of Memphis product went undrafted in 2022 before signing a two-way deal with Santa Cruz. Quinones has appeared in 45 NBA games, averaging 4.1 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 0.9 assists on 35.8% from beyond the arc. Birmingham is 3-7 on the season, second to last in the South Division. The squadron narrowly missed the playoffs last year after finishing 15-19, good enough for 10th place. Birmingham last made the playoffs during the 2021-2022 season. The Pelicans' early season injuries have forced the players currently on two-way deals to play for New Orleans. Jamal Cain, Trey Jemison III, and Karlo Matkovic all have spent time between Birmingham and New Orleans this season. With the Pelicans getting healthier with the return of Herb Jones, DeJounte Murray, and Trey Murphy III, some of the two-way players will return to the G League to help the squadron repeat.